Hey everyone, John here from the Four Brewers Podcast, and I am back with another beer, but I'm also here with Jason.
I'm Jason of the Four Brewers Podcast.
Hey.
Who the fuck knew?
And we decided to do this video together because we were here doing an episode of Four Brewers because Jason drank all of his Highland Park beer.
I accidentally drank my show beer.
Yes. So it's okay. That worked out for the best, and now we're here trying some super special beer. So we are drinking a beer from Pizza Port. This is Secret Swamis.
Secret Swamis.
Right there.
That's what you are.
Yeah, we're doing Secret Swamis, and we're also drinking it alongside regular Swamis, which these were canned.
Regular Swamis.
6 days
that's
apart.
What you are.
So this was canned on the 13th of November, and this was canned on the 13th and 19th, so about a week apart.
All right.
We were going to do it blind, but, I mean, I've had Secret Swamis before, and it's strikingly obvious which one is double dry. So, yeah, Secret Swamis is double dry hopped version of Swamis. So,
are the hops different? Is there anything, do we learn anything? I have not looked into this at all.
Neither have I. I just know that it's the double dry hopped version of Swamis. So we're just going to go with that.
It's 6.8. That one's also, I assume regular Swami's 6.8. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
As the Swami's ambassador of the Inland Empire. It's weird to review the beer that I drink all the time.
Yeah.
Although in my head, if you would have asked me, I would have thought it had a little bit more malt to it. Like, if I just imagined Swami's from my heart, I felt like it was there's a little bit of brown to it. But maybe not.
No, it's pretty
I've only
yellow.
drank about 1,700 of them, so I guess I never looked.
I mean, it's good beer. You know, it's not. We talked about this on the show with we had Hello LA from Highland Park Brewing, and as a flagship beer, you want it to be. You know, this is an IPA, so you want it to be a good IPA, but you don't want it to be anything that's like super over the top and you're gonna nerd out over.
I think Swamis is very much. I think one of the best examples of the old school generation of San Diego IPA. It's super bitter. Honestly, I feel like they may have mellowed it, but actually, I think we just did a show. Is why it's not that bitter.
Yeah,
because it is pretty damn bitter.
Yeah,
but it's very dry. The hops are still like in that C hop zone. Generally, it's got that kind of like danky, piney sort of thing that you normally get out of your old school IPA. But like, this is like a beer for Pliny the Elder fans. You know, it's,
exactly.
A danky C-hop old school.
And not to say that it tastes like Pliny the Elder, because it absolutely does not. Like, I think Pliny has this more kind of softer, richer hop flavor with it, where this is...
There's more hops, I think. The bitterness is a little bit different. But Pliny doesn't come in a 6-pack of tall cans for $15.
Exactly. Like, this is one of the best values in beer.
Yeah.
Like, period.
$13.99 at Total Wine.
And I think Pizza Port and Coronado is the only other brewery that does 6-packs of
6-packs of Tallies. Yeah, the Coronado Weekend Vibes, and they have a double Weekend Vibes.
Yes, I'm gonna finish this, and then we'll go for the Secret Swamis.
Secret, a Swami secret. We're gonna drink a beer. Secret.
I'm looking forward to see. You've had this before, no?
I have had it, but not this season. I had it the last time they did it, which is a couple years ago,
This is my first season having it.
There's a little bit of like a candy sweetness on the nose that is definitely not there in the regular beer.
So, off the bat, can you tell that this is distinctly different?
Yeah, it smells like a different beer.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, I wouldn't clock this as Swamis at all. This is much more new school. It feels like a modern hop. The way hops are used in modern beer, where Swamis is very much the best of how hops were used 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Much more intense on the nose, though. Big, like, juicy, fruity notes, a little bit of grass.
Oh, that's a totally different beer. It's not bitter at all. Like, it's very lightly bitter, at least to me.
That's true, yeah.
Compared to the Swamis, like, again, the Swamis bitterness was muted because we just did a show, and I've had bitter beer already.
But you could tell that this is not as bitter.
It's much less bitter.
Or perceptually, it's not as bitter.
it feels like it's a new school IPA interpretation of the Swamis recipe.
Yeah.
And it kind of works.
So maybe they did tweak the recipe a little bit to kind of, I mean, because you could just take a beer and double dry hop it and call it a day, but maybe they did that and they're like, nah, this isn't working. Let's see what we can tweak to make
They're
it
not
work.
afraid to play with it. And I feel like when we looked into the beer before, they did actually, the hops are a little bit different.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same Swami's experience though, but maybe it's taking that beer and turning it into the modern interpretation of IPA. But I feel like Swami's is so representative of the old school interpretation of IPA. It's like making a modern Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. It's like, well, at that point, you're just making a different fucking beer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for me,
it's such an institution to me that like when you modernize it, you're doing something else.
when I had this before, because I bought like 2 6-packs of this or 3 or whatever I bought, and I've been drinking it over the last few weeks. It's a beer that I'll drink it and be like, that was really good, but that's all I want. Like, it's a little too much for me as far as the hops and, you know, the intensity and everything goes. It's a lot going on. So I can see why they release it once a year, and they don't even distribute the beer. You have to go to the Pizza Port locations to pick it up.
Yeah, it's only on premise, right? Yeah.
So I think that's the smart move because excellent beer, but it's just super over the top hoppy in a good way, but also in kind of a tiring way. You know what I mean? Man, and even like the juiciness, like it's intensely juicy for me. Like, it's like bursting with juice.
John, try the Kubi.
Let me try the goop.
Oh, John, I made the Kubi.
Okay. Here we go. That smells good. That's better because there's bitterness in there. That's nice.
It does improve it, right? You
Yeah.
get the flavor and the aroma of the more. I feel like there's more modern hop varietals in this. I'm sure we'll look dumb if the people in the comments tell us how dumb we are.
Yeah, exactly.
But it feels like there's more modern hop varietals in this. But yeah, this brings the bite back, putting the original Swamis back.
That's what's missing from this because you get like the super over the top hoppiness on the aromatics and the flavor, that big juiciness, but that lack of like, I don't want to say a backbone, but it's like it's missing something, and that's the bitterness.
I think when those of us who got into IPA, back in the day, the bite was a part of it, right? And I mean, it was, Stone's marketing kind of took the challenge of like, this beer has a bite, and like, can you handle it, you bitch?
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. But I think the bite is still something I like in IPA. I appreciate the modern hop bursted stuff that doesn't have it. But ultimately, when I want Swamis, I want that bite.
Yeah, and that's what's missing. It's funny that we did this because I couldn't put my finger on what was missing from the Secret Swamis, and that's what it is. It's really hoppy, but it doesn't have anything to back it up. Anything. It's just not as bitter as I would like.
Right.
And still an excellent beer, though. It's worth checking out if you're in the area and you can go to Pizza Port and pick it up. So, yeah, great beer.